everybody, it's Aaron, and today I am exploring the question, guitar tone. Is it all in your head? Stick around. The internet was invented on January 1st, 1983, but it wasn't until 10 years later on April 30th, 1993, that it became officially available to the public. And if you're as old as me and you remember those analog days before the internet was around, you know what a beautiful day that was, because before that time, guitarists had no convenient way to argue with other guitarists about whether Nitro finish changed the sound of a guitar. But now, thank goodness, you can easily go on the internet and rage at a stranger over whether Nitro changes the tone of the guitar. So it's a really beautiful time to be alive. So I have done lots of shootout videos now, loads of them in fairly controlled conditions. And I get to record the clip and listen back to it, and then edit the video and listen back to it and post it on YouTube and listen back to it. And, I've kind of come to the conclusion that just like an old photocopied document where it gets less clear with every generation, that the further removed, each step that you become further removed from the experience of actually playing the guitar, the harder it is to hear differences. And I really have decided, for myself that the perception of guitar tone is inextricably linked to the tactile, to the physical experience of playing that instrument. So a couple of days ago, a fan of the Warmouth YouTube channel posted this in the comments section of the "Did a Swimming Pool Route Destroy My Tone" video, and I want to read it to you. He said, "The difference seems more subtle recorded," which I agree with. "I have played several Grosh guitars against similar Fenders, and those with trims always had something extra akin to a semi-hollow. Hardtails had less bass and more airy high end, which made them sound more like their Fender trim counterparts, which is only a benefit in my mind." I love the ambiguity of that last phrase, which is only a benefit in my mind, or which is only a benefit in my mind. I got a chuckle out of that, but this whole post kind of speaks to the point that I'm trying to make, that when you are the one physically playing the guitar, you hear these things that other people can't hear. Take the age-old Nitro versus Poly debate, or maybe I should say the internet-old Nitro versus Poly debate. Poly, from a manufacturing standpoint, is superior in almost every way. It's more resistant to scratches, it stays looking new, way longer, it's tougher. But on the other hand, Nitro ages in this way that's very appealing to a lot of people. It gets this nice warm patina on it. That's its main appeal. But there are a lot of guitar players who will say with 100% conviction that that Nitro, the guitars finished in Nitro sound better. And then others will say it's all hogwash. And after thinking about it, I kind of think they both might be right. And again, it goes back to that tactile experience of playing the guitar and how every individual perceives it. And I've seen this in other areas of life. In fact, I know somebody personally who can't write with pencils. And it's a real issue for them. Something about the feel of the wood, and something about the feel of the graphite and the friction it makes as it goes across the paper. They legitimately cannot write with pencils. They have to use pens, and they've had this issue since they were a child. And I've never experienced anything that extreme myself, but I can kind of relate because I don't like eating with wooden utensils. I don't like the way they feel. I particularly don't like sticking them in my mouth, especially when they're super rough, like those old wooden spoons that used to come with sherbet cups back in the day. Just thinking about those gives me the heebie-jeebies. So when it comes to playing a guitar, all of this tactile stuff really matters. The size of the neck and the size and the material of the frets and what wood the neck is made from, and whether it's gloss or satin or nitro or poly or not finished at all. The way the neck resonates in your hand and the way the body resonates against your body. You pick up on all of that stuff. You vibe on it. And it makes it sound different. Even when it's coming out of speakers, it makes it sound different to you, I believe. It's a lot like your own voice. Your own voice sounds different to you than it sounds when it's recorded, or it sounds different to you than it sounds to other people. It's because you can hear those resonances. You can feel those resonances. So if all this stuff is in your head, does it matter? I would say it maybe even matters more if you're the one playing the guitar. Your perception is your reality. And if you hear those differences when you're playing the guitar, and all that tactile stuff, all that stuff working together, if you hear all that and experience that when you're the one playing the guitar and it makes one guitar sound better than another, then you're right. And if you're arguing with somebody on the internet who has a different point of view, you know what? They're probably right too. And it's, so the next time that you're on the internet raging with another person about, whether nitro sounds better than poly, or whether this body wood sounds better than that body wood, or whether body wood even matters at all, just, step back, realize that this is somebody else who's experiencing things differently than you are, and consider their point of view. It'll make you a better guitar player. It'll make you a better musician. It'll make you a better person. So yeah, that's my take on tone being in your head. It's a little practical. It's a little philosophical. It's a little touchy-feely, but that's what I'm thinking today. I'd love to know what you're thinking and your thoughts on this video. Make sure and post them in the comments. I'm very curious to see what you think about all this stuff I've just said. And yeah, that's it. Until next time, keep on picking.